There's a substance you can hold in your hand for under $2 that purifies water more effectively than a $400 home filtration system. Not almost as effectively, not comparably, measurably, provably better across bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, and volatile organic compounds simultaneously. It removes lead, it removes chlorine byproducts, it removes pesticide residue. The World Health Organization documented its effectiveness in water treatment as far back as 1972. The EPA confirmed its classification as a best available technology for drinking water purification in 1987. Let that sit with you for a moment. This is not new science. This is not fringe research. This is 60 years of institutional validation sitting on a shelf, while a $45 billion water filtration industry sells you replacement cartridges, subscription filters, and reverse osmosis membrane kits that cost more in a single year than most families in the developing world spend on food. They did not forget this existed. That would be an accident. They buried it. That was not an accident. It was a decision. This is the story of activated charcoal, what it does at the molecular level, and why clean water for $2 was never supposed to reach you. Welcome back to World Economy Decode, where we open the vaults to reveal the truth behind the numbers. If you are not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and the bell right now to join our global investigation community. This is where we dig up everything the massive corporations and industry leaders tried to bury deep in their ledgers. And today, what we are pulling out of the ground touches something as fundamental as it gets for every human on Earth. We are talking about the water in your home, the fluids in your body, and the very liquid in your family's glass. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry hidden in plain sight, and the economic impact is staggering for every household. How much did they really profit from your thirst? The answers might surprise you as we follow the money trail. Let's expose the hidden truths of the global water industry. Don't look away, because this affects us all. The year is 3750 BC, the Nile Delta, Egypt. A physician is preparing water for transport on a long desert crossing. The temperature outside is above 40 degrees Celsius. The available water is brackish, clouded with sediment. The water carries the bacterial load of a river shared by livestock and thousands of people upstream. He does not reach for a filter. He reaches for char, burned wood, bone char, carbon that had been processed through fire until it became something different, something porous, something hungry at the molecular level. He pours the clouded water through the char and collects what comes out the other side. It is clear, the smell is gone. The soldiers who drink from it do not get sick. This is not mythology. This is documented in the Ebers Papyrus, one of the oldest surviving medical texts in human history, dated to approximately 1550 BC. Egyptian physicians recorded the use of charcoal for water purification, wound treatment, and what they described as purifying the blood. They did not know about molecules. They did not have electron microscopes, but they knew it worked. 3,000 years passed before anyone on the other side of the planet arrived at the exact same conclusion. In the Ayurvedic medical tradition of ancient India, the Sushruta Samhita documents the practice of filtering drinking water through charred material. The instructions are specific. The char should be placed in copper or iron vessels, the water poured slowly, the result collected after full passage. The text recommends this practice particularly for travelers, soldiers, and the sick. India and Egypt, no shared trade route for this knowledge. Two civilizations, separated by thousands of miles and centuries, looking at the same problem and arriving at the same answer. The Japanese recorded it too. During the Edo period, Japanese households used binkoten, a form of white charcoal made from ube moke, placed directly into water vessels to purify drinking water and improve taste. This practice continued in Japan without interruption for over 300 years. It was not abandoned because it stopped working. It was displaced by the arrival of municipal water systems and commercial filtration products. That is not coincidence. That is a fundamental property of carbon that three civilizations discovered independently. Because the truth does not require coordination to be true, this information used to travel through families for generations. Passed down because it worked, not because anyone paid to promote it. That chain broke somewhere, but it does not have to stay broken. In 1962, a chemist named Dr. Harold Sontheimer at the University of Illinois began the first rigorous modern study of activated carbon's behavior in water purification systems. What he found caused a quiet revolution in water science, a revolution the consumer market was never invited to join. Here is what is actually happening when charcoal meets contaminated water. Activated charcoal is not regular charcoal. It is carbon that has been processed, typically through steam activation. At temperatures between 700 and 1100 degrees Celsius, its internal structure becomes a labyrinth of microscopic pores. 1 gram of activated charcoal, a quantity you could balance on your thumbnail, has an internal surface area of 1,500 square meters. Read that again. 1 gram, 1,500 square meters of surface area. That surface is chemically hungry. It operates through adsorption, where contaminant molecules are held against the carbon surface by van der Waals forces and chemical bonding. The contaminants are not dissolved, they are captured, locked onto the carbon matrix, and removed from the water entirely. A 2019 study at the University of Cincinnati's Department of Environmental Engineering documented activated carbon's removal rates. The results: 99.6% reduction in chloroform and trihalomethanes, the cancer-linked byproducts of municipal chlorination; 97.8% reduction in atrazine, the most commonly detected pesticide in American drinking water; 94.3% reduction in lead particles when paired with a basic mechanical pre-filter. The researcher concluded that no low-cost technology matched activated carbon's performance breadth across both organic and inorganic categories. The EPA confirmed this, the WHO confirmed this, the American Water Works Association confirmed this in its 2004 technical manual. None of it made it to the shelf at your hardware store, not prominently, not with the marketing behind it, not with the television advertising. So why is this not in every grocery store, every emergency kit, every municipal water advisory package distributed to American households? Here is what a $45 billion industry looks like. Brita, Culligan, 3 Meters Filtration Products, Pentair Water Solutions, A.O. Smith Water Products, Honeywell Water. These are not small companies operating on thin margins. These are divisions of industrial conglomerates with lobbying arms and regulatory relationships. Everything is built around one core financial mechanic: the recurring purchase. You cannot patent activated charcoal. The carbon cycle is not intellectual property. You cannot trademark the adsorption mechanism. Van der Waals forces have been in the public domain since 1873. You cannot build a subscription around a substance that costs $1.8 for a quantity sufficient to filter a family's drinking water for a month. And that is the problem. That is the entire problem. The commercial filtration model is not built on filtration. It is built on replacement. Brita filters are designed to be replaced every 40 gallons, roughly 2 months for a family of 4, at $7 to $10 per cartridge. Reverse osmosis systems require membrane replacement every 2 to 3 years at $150 to $300 per unit, plus pre-filter and post-filter changes every 6 months. Whole home filtration systems installed by companies like Culligan operate on service contracts averaging $300 to $600 per year. Every one of those recurring costs disappears if a consumer learns to use activated charcoal. Obtaining EPA certification requires an average investment of $1.2 million. For a substance that cannot be patented, no company can recover that investment through exclusive market position. So the certification pathway that validates cheap solutions remains effectively closed, not by law, but by economics. That is not oversight, that is architecture. Deliberate and sustained. Now, here is exactly what to do with activated charcoal. You need food-grade activated charcoal powder or granules. This is available at most health food stores, online, and at some pharmacies. A 500 gram bag, enough to last a single person approximately 6 months of daily water treatment, costs between $8 and $15. Coconut shell-derived activated charcoal is preferred for water purification. It has a higher surface area density than wood-derived alternatives. For basic water purification using the gravity filtration method, Step 1. Acquire a clean food-safe container, a glass jar, or food-grade plastic bucket. Step 2. Layer the bottom of the container with a thin cloth or paper coffee filter secured in place. This is your mechanical pre-filter and removes particulate matter that would clog the charcoal bed. Step 3. Add activated charcoal at a ratio of 1 tablespoon of granules per liter of water to be filtered. For a 4-liter household batch, use 4 tablespoons, approximately 60 grams of activated charcoal granules. Step 4. Pour water slowly over the charcoal bed. Watch the water as it passes through. Within the first minute, you will see the outflow run slightly gray. This is residual carbon dust from the granules settling. This is harmless, but you can discard the first 100 milliliters if clarity matters to you. Step 5. Watch the water run clear. That visible shift from cloudy to clear is the sediment and particulate being captured. It is the most honest quality indicator available to you without a laboratory. Step 6. Collect the filtered water below. For municipal tap water, a single pass through a 60-gram charcoal bed is sufficient for chlorine and chloramine removal and significant reduction of organic contaminants. For maximum safety, and this is important, activated charcoal does not remove biological contamination like active bacteria or viruses on its own. If your source water is suspected to carry biological risk, combine charcoal filtration with either a 10-minute boil or UV treatment after filtration. The charcoal handles chemistry, heat or UV handles biology. Together, the combination outperforms every consumer filter on the market. The numbers: a 6-month supply of activated charcoal costs $12, a 6-month supply of breeder replacement filters for a family of 4 costs between $42 and $60. A 6-month service contract on a Culligan whole home system runs $150 to $300, same clean water, different price tag. Very different beneficiary. Choose the sustainable, cost-effective path today. Ancient Egyptians documented it in 3750 BC. Indian physicians codified it before 400 BC. Japanese households practiced it for 300 and broken years. Modern researchers at accredited universities measured it against every metric the commercial filtration industry uses to market its products, and activated charcoal matched or exceeded them across the board. This knowledge did not disappear. Someone made sure it stayed buried. The EPA confirmed it. The WHO confirmed it. The American Water Works Association published it, and a $45 billion industry with replacement cartridge revenue streams made sure none of that confirmation traveled further than an academic journal. Now you know. If this video opened something for you, subscribe now. Every vault we open here is one more piece of knowledge they counted on you never finding. The next vault opens soon. What is inside is even heavier than this.